It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection.
All right, everyone, welcome back, and thank you for joining me on another cool, spectacular video. And as always, before we get rolling, sit back, get comfortable. What are you guys doing right now? Guys and gals, are you having your morning coffee? I had mine earlier, and I clanked the hell out of it. 3 cups, sweetened it. My first 2 cups are always this kind of a latte, a Keurig latte that I don't have to do anything. It's already pre-made. It just spurts out of the machine. And then my last one, I always do like a McCafe or some other just regular coffee, and I'll put my own creamer in it. But anyway, maybe you're making tea. Maybe it's late and you're having a cocktail, or it's lunch and you're having a wiener or a burger or something, and you're drinking a Coke or a seltzer. Right now it's late morning and I'm having my Dasani. You know, I gotta say the bottle seems a little firmer than normal. It's almost like, dude, we went way too far with these cheap bottles. Let's improve them. So anyway, now that I have your attention, if you're ensconced in your comfy chair, your screen is properly adjusted, the brightness, the contrast, the color saturation, and you're focused and you're chawing on a Slim Jim or something, let's look at a non-woke sporting event. Yes, it's the non-woke sports video about mechanical touchdown Pete, and this will be replete with its own halftime show that is a message-free, non-woke halftime show that doesn't have
The message.
And how will I have my own halftime show? Well, you're going to have to stick around for halftime. So I am one of the few that can say my eyes are pure blood. I know some of the watchers that have not had the what do they call it? The jab. They call themselves pure blood. Well, I'm pure-eyed in that I didn't watch a second of the stupid bowl because I don't like, honestly, political entertainment. You know, if I want political entertainment, I'll watch the lamestream news, but I'm not into messaging and commercials. I think to myself, why do I want to support this garbage now that, passes for sports? And I know it's a small percentage of the event, but are you tired of the globalist cabal inserting the ESG message in everything that they do? I, for one, am not up for it. So it detracts and distracts. It's almost like that crappy Ant-Man movie, which I can get into. I will tell you this, I should do a whole video on it, but there's so many other adept, skilled YouTubers that talk about this stuff. I was actually at a friend's house, and he had some kind of illicit copy of Ant-Man. A high-def copy, not like a pirate site. I don't know how he got it, but I could tell you honestly, and I made this comment on a few channels. I got through the first 7 minutes, and it was in minute 7, right, you have this girl, the girl that played Cassie Lang, and she comes out of jail with all her makeup on. She doesn't look like the typical protester type. That's the problem with these polarizing messages that, it's not grounded in reality. She looks like a freaking young model, and she comes out of there unscathed. It doesn't look like the typical meth heads that are doing these acts of violence and things like that and protest. And I guess she was protesting that the homeless had taken the police were rousting people from either a homeless encampment, or they had taken homes of people from the blip. I don't want to get into the long and the short of it is it starts out with an activist message. And then I'm telling you, by minute 11, I had to hear her, demean her dad about you're not doing it. I said, dude, I'm dead. I said, I'm done. 11 minutes. I couldn't even take it. I said, F them, F Disney. I cannot take this shit. Who cares about this crap? And then, of course, you find out that, I had pro-Marxism, pro-communism message geared towards China. And that's why China's sitting there. Yeah, very good. We like this movie. We're going to let you put it in, It's Go ahead, screw yourself. I'm not into this, But anyway, that's my unsolicited commentary. So anyway, this is a look back when we had toys that were just based on life, the way it was, reality. And in this case, we're going to look at the box first of Touchdown Pete, even though he does have lipstick on. And then we'll have our wonderful halftime show, and then our non-woke halftime show. And then we're going to look at the actual toy. So this was made by Linemar when their tagline was best by far. So look at all the wonderful things, for all like the people complaining about this country and this and that. Look at these inventions like football, basketball. Who was that Dr. something or other that invented basketball? Like all these wonderful institutions that people profit off of now, and yet they want to complain, that like, why? What other country has invented sports like baseball, football, basketball that is just popular all over the globe, right? And has lifted thousands and thousands out of poverty. And how many billions has it generated? But anyway, it started back in the day when they made toys of Touchdown Pete, and it's pretty cool artwork. These guys kind of look like felons from jail with their striped shirts. And remember when they wore like leather helmets with no face guard? Because guys were tough back then. They didn't care if they got bloodied up and had concussion protocols, They were just rugged individuals. And this is very cartoony, though. You got to admit. I know, it's like he's giving these guys a thumb down, like, you can't touch me. I'm trying to think, was there a famous Pete football player? I know in basketball we had Pete Maravich, and then in baseball we had Pistol Pete Rose, but was there a famous Pete? But anyway, he's, I guess, like a running back. Maybe he's a quarterback that's doing the run. And these guys are looking at, this guy here looks like he's like in awe of Pete. He's like, oh my God. Look at him. He's angry. These guys are like, we're done. Although this guy here looks like, I got him, man. I got him almost by the wang. So anyway, I love this artwork. And this is a really nice example of the box. And over here, you could see them. Look, he's just like strong-arming these guys. These guys are kind of like the Keystone team. This guy doesn't even have a face. He's so far back there. One of the many Linemar toys. Do you have them all? And this is when he's at his smug finest. He's like, dude, I'm into the end zone. It's a done deal. He's like looking up. Maybe he's saying his prayer or something like that. I don't know. And there's his cleats. They finally show his cleats. This guy's face, though. My God, the way they drew it. What the hell is the artist thinking here? That is some strange artwork there. He has like no nose, no features, just a flat face. Oh my God. And his frowny face. Is that the same on the end panels? Yep. So that is the box. And before we look at the toy, I'm going to pause for our halftime show. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. spectacular halftime show, and there wasn't any messaging in that. Now, that's how to do a proper halftime show. Maybe the NFL should hire me to choreograph and produce an amazing halftime show that's focused purely on entertainment. If you like that halftime show, you let me know in the comments. Anyway, so now we're back in the game here, the game of looking at Touchdown Pete and his amazing performance. So let's check out Pete in his lithograph glory here. Look at this mug, a mug only a mother could love, probably Mrs. Pete. Now, he's all tin. There is not a piece of plastic in this thing. You know, he's bent over really like a center in a way. And let's look at his apparatus here. This is really cool. It's actually sort of a bump and go drive. I don't know about not bump. Yeah, it is kind of bump and go. He'll smack into something and turn around. It's really a very ingenious mechanism. Here's his socks, his striped pants. He's red, white, and blue. All American. Remember when that wasn't a bad thing? When you can say all American. And you can proudly display the flag without any repercussions from some psychopath that says that's an evil flag to display. What have we turned into? Look at that. He's moving on his own. Anyway, he's got this. Man, he's got like a rear end that only a Kardashian would love there. Look, he's number 77. I'd be curious to know if they used this pressing on anything else. They had to, maybe a pirate or something. This is a very unique pressing. Even the football itself. Did they use that football pressing on anything else? Nice details. Look at that. He's got fingernails. He's got all kinds of stuff going on there. I think it's actually very cool, his helmet. Anyway, enough of my rambling nonsense. Let's wind him up. I think I showed you everything. This is the part that I guess bumps into stuff. And actually what it does, it should, if it's working properly. Let me put these kind of like bumper things a little closer. These are actually wrist pads. I'm using them as kind of like the borders here. If he's working properly, he should kind of like almost stand up. But anyway, let's wind him up and see. Whoa, not the camera, Pete. That is pretty freaking cool, huh? Man, he's like the Tom Brady of running backs. Let's try that again. It's not bad that I'm containing him in these things. Maybe I should try to, so he doesn't smack into the camera. Let's try that again. Give him a smaller arc to operate in. Whoa, he's like an evil zombie trying to bust through. Oh, he's breaking the fourth wall there. Not bad. He's very cool. Let me try one more time. Let him unwind the natural way. Now, I was thinking of good halftime shows when I did used to watch the big game. I mean, I liked Prince. I actually like U2 after 9/11 when they psyched us out with all that hokum stuff. Remember when Bono opened up his jacket and he had the stars and stripes sewn in there? That was before Bono went all woke too, though. He probably had a different kind of flag in there. Before the Marxism took root, the Cultural Revolution in this country took root. Dun, dun, dun. That's it? Come on. I gotta give him one more. I can see why he breaks through the defensive line. You know, he's a very persistent running back. I love his expression. I'm going to have to try to squeeze him in where I have the battery toys because I don't have another home for him. Anyway, that's your Pistol Pete. Touchdown Pete. So let me know what you think of this character. And sorry to bore you with my nonsense. I try not to get like, culturally political, but some of this stuff, like I said, even the Ant-Man stuff, it's like, come on, can we have a freaking break, for the love of God? Let's get back to entertainment. For what it's worth, I look on Social Blade, and I'm actually like in the almost in the top 20% of entertainment ranked channels on YouTube, which tells me that's how far the lamestream media and entertainment complex has fallen. If me, a relative nobody, can be in the top 20% of entertainment, it's like they're producing crap upon crap, and for what it's worth, actually, look, this stuff is very cool. And you should be entertained by this, because, where else are you going to see this stuff? But having said that, you would think like, a company worth billions that invests hundreds of millions to make a movie, right, can do something that, might actually get a little more mass appeal, wide acceptance. And if you have any doubt, you look at like Black Panther, right? I think the first one made around 1.4 billion, and then the next one, which didn't even have Black Panther in it, made, what did it make, like 860 million. That's a drop off of almost 50% after inflation for the tickets, right? So that's conceivably a 50% drop in audience, and factoring in a likely higher budget on top of that. So, look, despite that, I'll tell you one other thing in conclusion. I want you to really pay attention to this if you made it this far. YouTube has gone through another one of their seismic shift in their algorithm delisting, not deplatforming, but algorithmically not censoring, but suppressing, right? And if you have to look, you could have been unsubscribed. They're deboosting, I guess. And it's so stark, and I'll give you an example. Like some of and I know like most of the people here tune in for the toys, but some people like the music videos too. And some of the Justin Hayward, I'll give you just such a stark example of how YouTube is suppressing. And part of this is, again, if you have any kind of wrong think, they do this crap. But like I saw somebody that posted from the exact same concert. Now I was first row at the Justin Hayward. Somebody that was like maybe 15th row with a worse angle. The exact same song with 10 subscribers, had 1,200 views, and mine with a better angle, better audio, and several thousand subscribers had like, 200. So you tell me how that works. How does somebody with 10 even have visibility? So to me, and then how did it even turn up in my feed, no less? That's almost like YouTube throwing it in your face. Now, I know that I'm on other platforms. I am on BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. So if you're on any of those other platforms, subscribe to me over there. And the engagement on BitChute is probably the highest. But quite frankly, the subscriber base just hasn't grown all that well. On Odyssey, it's almost non-existent. On Rumble, I'm only up to like 70 subscribers, and on BitChute, only like 50-something. So, Rumble, at least, we're clawing our way up to, 100,000 views, which is pretty decent for, not Rumble, for BitChute. And this, though, YouTube is where right now the bulk of the views and the subs are. So I think we're getting close to 500,000 views, which, remember, I've only been pushing this channel for like 2 years now, so barely 2 years. So I remember when we were clawing to get to 10,000, then we broke 100. So now we're almost up to 500,000. So thank you for that. And thanks for your time as always. It's greatly appreciated. And let me know your thoughts on any of the topics that I covered. And if you even managed to see that horrible crappy Ant-Man, let me know what you think. Maybe you saw it differently. I don't. Like like at this point in my life, either entertain me or get out of the way. I'm not even devoting a minute of my life to anybody that wants to preach BS to me. Certainly not like Marxism or socialism or this and that. That's not what I would actively pay to see. So with that, thanks again, my friends, and I will talk to you later.